U.S. developing F-52 Secretive fighter jet. President Donald Trump told. President Trump caused a stir with his announcement that the United States had delivered F-52 fighter jets to Norway. Was it a secret advanced jet capable of beating its counterparts? A ruse to fool intelligence analysts? Neither, it turns out. The F-52 is a fictional jet only available to fly if you're a gamer at the controls of Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare. The aircraft that appears in Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare is clearly based on early 1990s era Lockheed Martin concepts for the Naval Advanced Tactical Fighter and the later RAF-X, both of which were based on the F-22 demonstrator aircraft that eventually became the F-22 Raptor. Congress had mandated that the Advanced Tactical Fighter program, which resulted in the F-22, be a joint effort between the Air Force and the Navy. Even though the service had dropped out of the ATF program, the U.S. Navy still had a vote on which aircraft would be selected for what became the Raptor program. The Navy's choice was the naval variant of the F-22 design, which looked like a bizarre hybrid of a Raptor and F-14 Tomcat with variable geometry wings. The design in late 1989 and early 1990 produced a very stealthy swing-wing fighter that could supercruise. It was very suitable for carrier operations, according to Sherm Mullin, the Lockheed Skunk Works lead for the ATF program. The Navy still got a vote in the ATF competition, and, as we found out later for certain, it cast it for our F-22 team. Then the Navy was ultimately forced to cancel in favor of the Joint Strike Fighter program. Some Navy officials are bitter about that fact to this day. However, if one were to look at the proposed naval version of the F-22 or the proposed effects, the resemblance to the F-52 is remarkable. Clearly, the game designers based the fictional aircraft on the old Lockheed concept designs. Trump lauded the sale of the fictional planes alongside Norwegian Prime Minister Erna Solberg at the White House, remarking on the very real and growing defense relationship with America's Northern Europe ally. In November we started delivering the first F-52s and F-35 fighter jets, Trump said. We have a total of 52 and they've delivered a number of them already a little ahead of schedule. Trump was reading from a statement, and it appears he combined the figure of 52 planes with the F designation assigned to fighter jets in the U.S. inventory, such as the F-35 Lightning II. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders did not return a request to comment on the issue and did not respond to a question asking whether Trump was a Call of Duty fan. The stealth F-35 is the most advanced jet in the U.S. inventory, honeycombed with sensors and loaded with technology to fulfill its multi-role capability, to defeat other planes, but also to provide close air support to troops on the ground, scoop up vital surveillance for Norway. Norway, which shares a maritime and land border with Russia, has relied on the United States to bolster its defense in the face of tension in Europe after Russia's incursion into Ukraine in 2014, which followed its annexation of Crimea. The State Department approved a possible sale of 60 guided air-to-air missiles to Norway in November, an agency release said. Those missiles are compatible with the F-35, which will replace Norway's aging stocks of F-16s. The company did not say if it had an F-52 program in development. There might one day be an F-52, but technology has advanced a long way since the days of the F-22 and F-35. Thus, tomorrow's aircraft will look very different from today's planes. Mostly likely, given current trends, engineers will have to adopt a flying wing configuration without protruding tail surfaces for the sake of advanced stealth. But certainly, a future F-52 will come soon or not. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.